Welcome to the front lines of the information war. We are now living in the era of the censorship paradox. A core principle in behavioral analysis is that a lie cannot survive an open debate. It's fragile. It needs protection. So it must be hidden behind a wall of carefully worded terms of service and conveniently vague community guidelines. Have you ever wondered why the system is so obsessed with fact-checking things that should be self-evident? Why there's a frantic rush to label and control every piece of information that bubbles up from the grassroots? It's because the architects of this system don't actually fear misinformation. That's the public story, the neat and tidy narrative sold for mass consumption. What they truly fear is accurate information that they cannot control. They fear the raw, unapproved truth that circulates outside their carefully constructed channels. If you have ever had a post deleted, your account suspended, or found yourself shadow banned, it's crucial to understand the real reason. It probably wasn't because you were wrong. It was because you were dangerous. You were a threat. Think about it from a strategic perspective. The system, like any large organism, conserves its energy. It doesn't waste resources censoring ideas that are relevant or easily disproven. It doesn't bother swatting flies when there are lions at the gate. No, it directs its immense power toward one specific target, the truth that threatens its very structure. It only burns the books that contain dangerous ideas. It only silences the voices that speak a truth powerful enough to dismantle the official narrative. So when you feel that pressure, when you see that censorship in action, don't take it as a sign of your error. Take it as a sign of your relevance. You are getting too close to a truth that was never meant to see the light of day. Now, let's look at the mechanics, the linguistic engineering of modern censorship. This isn't just about deleting posts. It's about systematically removing certain words, phrases, and concepts from the public square. When you remove the vocabulary, you effectively remove the ability to think certain thoughts. This is a tactic known as cognitive narrowing. If you don't possess the words to accurately describe your own oppression, how can you ever truly recognize it? Over time, you may even come to believe you are free. It's a brilliant, almost foolproof strategy. They tell you they are protecting you from harm, from dangerous ideas and emotional distress. But what they are actually doing is insulating themselves from accountability. They are building a buffer zone around their own authority. When the crowd itself begins to internalize these rules, when people start policing their own speech and the speech of others to avoid being canceled or ostracized, the system has already won. The game is over. They have successfully outsourced their enforcement mechanism to the population. They've moved the prison bars from the street and installed them directly into your mind. This is the neural prison of approved thought, and its walls are built with good intentions and the fear of social exclusion. It's a self-perpetuating cage where the prisoners guard themselves. So how do you break this paradox? You must understand the information value chain. It's a simple concept with profound implications. Any truth that is approved by the establishment, stamped with the official seal, and broadcast on all major channels is rarely the complete truth. More often, it is a form of managed reality, a carefully curated version of events designed to produce a specific perception and a desired behavior. To find the real signal amidst all this noise, you have to invert your thinking. You have to look for what they are trying to hide. This is the Streisand effect playing out on a global scale. The more aggressively the system tries to suppress a narrative, the more you should suspect that narrative holds significant value. For a sovereign thinker, an act of censorship is not a warning sign to stay away. It's a flare, a bright, flashing light indicating that something important is buried there. Your job is to go and dig. To do this, you must build a censorship-resistant mindset. This is the core of counterintelligence. You must learn to read between the lines of the official script. Pay attention to the patterns. Notice the sudden pivots in the narrative. Most importantly, you must learn to spot the omission bias. The things they don't say are often far more important than the things they do. What questions are never asked? What topics are immediately dismissed as conspiracy? What voices are consistently absent from the conversation? The void, the silence, is where the truth often resides. They are creating a map for you, but it's a map of what they want you to see. Your task is to explore the territories they've deliberately left blank. That is where true discovery begins. This is the final briefing. Freedom of speech is not a right granted to you by a government or a corporation on a piece of paper. It is a biological necessity for a free and healthy society. It is the immune system of the collective mind, allowing us to debate, challenge, and discard bad ideas while elevating good ones. If you allow any entity to dictate what you can and cannot say, you have already surrendered the power to dictate who you are. You have outsourced your identity. The 1%, the true sovereign individuals, do not wait for permission to speak their truth. They understand the game. They build their own platforms. They secure their own networks. They create their own ecosystems of information, independent of the central command and control structure. They remain sovereign. In a world that is being deliberately fractured into digital silos and ideological echo chambers, your ability to think for yourself, to question the consensus, and to articulate your own unique perspective is the ultimate act of rebellion. It is the only true path to freedom. Subscribe to Quadman Psychology to finalize your training in neural sovereignty. The system is loud, it is overwhelming, and its message is everywhere. But the truth, spoken with clarity and conviction, is always louder. This briefing is over. Speak accordingly.